Okay, so the first question that I was asked was in Tokyo, is there like a community of American Idol fans, like people both online and kind of offline that are into Idol stuff? I think this is yes and no, I guess. So I mean, well, I guess that means yes. First, I'll say for me personally, when I was living in China and now my life in Tokyo, in China, I lived in a small town. I really did not interact with many non-Chinese, period. So, at that time, it was pretty much all Chinese. I interact with very few, let alone, just non-Chinese, period. So, let alone Americans. In Tokyo, especially because it's a much more cosmopolitan city than where I was living in China, there's definitely a lot more non-Japanese people living here. I would say that the bulk of the people that I interact with, both for eventing purposes, but also just for life, are Chinese, actually. That said, I have made friends with a group of, I'm not going to say American eventers, but I will say non-Chinese, non-Japanese, so kind of American and European. That's largely been through Love Live stuff. There's kind of a good kind of medium-sized community of people that are really into Love Live and really like going to Love Live events. And by going to events, meeting them regularly, there's been a nice community, especially through Hasano Sora. But if you want to say specifically an American kind of Idol fan community, not really. It's almost kind of an interesting question to be asked in the first place, because I think and I don't need to belabor this too much, but I think it kind of reflects the different sorts of experience, the different way in which different people come here. So the Chinese community here in Tokyo is very large and it's very cohesive. Depending on what city in America people are from, you may have this experience with various immigrant communities there and various diaspora communities that, I lived in New York for a while, and before that San Francisco, and in New York, for example, I mean, there's multiple Chinatowns now. You have Chinatown proper in Manhattan, you have Flushing, there's one in Brooklyn, you have all sorts of different communities, people who've been there for 4 generations, people who've been there for 1, and everything in between, exchange students, etc. And so, here you see that dynamic. There's a lot more people moving here to kind of to live, to make their life. Whereas with Americans, there are people who want to make their life here, but you have a lot more people kind of just passing through. People who, because of their interest in anime or in Japan, they come in, are exchange students, they come and study, they come and teach English for a few years, maybe get a software engineering job or something like that. But the community is not nearly as cohesive, which is all to say that there definitely are Americans, but I'm thinking about the